Good morning, everyone. You're watching ET Now and you're watching Market Cafe with us, Kanishka Sarkar and Shreyansi Singh. But where we'll get you all the developments from India and around the world. But before we get to those developments, let's first take a look at the top story of the hour: an unprecedented escalation by Pakistan. Shreyansi.
That just about sums it up. An unprecedented escalation that we saw coming in by Pakistan despite India's measured, refrained and non-provocative response to April 22nd's Pahalgam attack. Pakistan has in fact decided to provoke yet again, and in a dastardly offensive, you do have Pakistan trying to strike Indian civilian and military infrastructure through a fresh wave of drone and missile strikes across northern and western India, targeting cities in Punjab, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir. But India's armed forces were ready. At least 8 missiles were shot down, and a Pakistan F-16 was also reportedly brought down. The Sudarshan Chakra S-400 neutralized all the projectiles. A complete blackout has also been enforced in multiple districts. Airports are on high alert. Over 27 airports were shut until May 10th as well. Civil defense protocols have kicked in. India has destroyed a Pakistani air defense system in Lahore and continues to maintain high operational readiness at this point in time. Meanwhile, you do also have diplomatic lines that are buzzing. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has in fact spoken to the US Secretary of State. The EU as well as Iran and America has reiterated support for India's counter-terror stance at this point in time, while also calling for de-escalation from Pakistan. The MEA and Ministry of Defense are once again expected to hold a joint briefing at 10 a.m. So we're just counting down to that particular meeting. But the message is very clear. India will respond responsibly but resolutely.
That's right. Meanwhile, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has congratulated armed forces for their valor. Further adding to that, he said India has always played the role of a responsible nation, but if anyone tries to take unfair advantage, then they must be ready to face quality action. Let's listen into his comments.
इस समय जो परिस्थितियां चल रही हैं, उसे आप सब देख रहे हैं. हमारे रीजन में ही आज जो स्थितियां उत्पन्न हो रही हैं, उससे आप सभी अवगत ही नहीं हैं, बल्कि अच्छी तरह परिचित हैं. हमने हमेशा ही एक रिस्पांसिबल नेशन होने का रोल बड़े संयम से निभाया है, सदैव निभाया है. हम लगातार इस बात के पक्ष कर रहे हैं कि समस्याओं का समाधान बातचीत के जरिए से हो, परंतु इसका अर्थ यह नहीं है कि हमारी सहनशीलता का कोई नाजायज फायदा उठाए. यदि कहीं कोई हमारे इस संयम का फायदा उठाने की कोशिश करता है, तो उसे कल की तरह ही क्वालिटी कार्रवाई का सामना करने के लिए भी पूरी तरह से तैयार रहना होगा.
Then there you have it. That's the word coming in from the defense minister as well. But moving on, retired Major General Ashwini Sivach, who's a defense expert, says that it is easy to start war but difficult to stop one. In fact, he further also says that Pakistan is not fit to fight the war. Let's go across and listen in to what he then had to say.
Let's say we as a nation don't want to escalate, because see that it is easy to start a war, but it's difficult to stop the war. One. Second thing, we are fifth largest economy. We want to become third largest in under 2-3 years. So we will certainly will not like to have a war. Let's see whether Pakistan is capable of fighting war. See, as on today, Pakistan is in a political instability, economic crisis, and the terrorism is increasing manifold. Now, Pakistan, in case if there is a one-to-one war between Pakistan and India, Pakistan can't fight a war more than 4 to 5 days.
Well, that's the word coming in from a defense expert. But let's also go across and listen into what Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde had to say about the unprecedented escalation by Pakistan.
भारत अब नया भारत है. ये घुस के मारने वाला भारत है. वो बोलते हैं हम चुन चुन के मारेंगे, तो हमारे लोग तो उनको ढूंढ ढूंढ के मारेंगे. और इसीलिए ये घुस के मारने वाला भारत है. इसलिए पाकिस्तान ने अपने औकात में रहना चाहिए. उसके खाने के लाले पड़े हैं, वो देखो पहले. और इसलिए ये जो है पाकिस्तान की कार्रवाई, पाकिस्तान की जो कार्रवाई है, जो ये उसको महंगी पड़ेगी.
All right, then moving on, let's get you a roundup of all that took place last night. In fact, Times Network's Priyank Tripathi is standing by with just that update.
Pakistanis are certainly not going back to the normal stand. They are still trying to push their terrorists into India after their terror camps has been decimated by the Indian forces on the ground. 9 locations were targeted. But if you look at the sequence of incident, soon after the MEA press briefing ended around 6:30, it was Pakistan which had to justify their stand to the people, because of which we saw that post sunset there was a storm of drones which the Indian airspace. There were 2 possible targets which they attempted to do. One was Jammu Air Base and second was Pathankot Air Base. Both these air bases were secured by the Indian forces by the anti-drone system, where these Pakistanis missiles and drones were brought down on the ground. That was because of the hard kill. We could not see the soft kill, which means that the drones could be jammed and the drones can be brought down. It was a time for the Indian Armed Forces to give a reply, because of which we saw these lightning happening in the sky where the drones were clashing with the Indian missiles. Later to that, early in the morning, what we got to know that there was an attempt of infiltration from the Pakistani side in the Jammu sector, which was also filed by the Border Security Force. There have been series of reports which has been coming out where it has been suggested that the Pakistani fighters could have been also spotted and detained. We are awaiting that particular response from the Indian government side. But right now in Srinagar, what we can tell you that the power supply has been restored. But Uri sector as well as the Kupwar sector are the 2 sectors which has been hit most badly because of the kind of shelling which has happened from the Pakistani side. We know that they have been snipers who have also been targeting all those individuals who were running to get a cover in the Uri sector while people were moving towards the bunkers as well as in Kupwara sectors. What we know that the snipers also taken position on the Pakistani side. The firing in night was spotted very minutely by the Indian Armed Forces. That's why near the line of control here in the Uri as well as in the Baramulla sector, what we have seen that a very strong reply has been given by the forces on the other side near the line of international border, which is there in Jammu as well as in Rajasthan. They have been clear-cut a strong response which has been given by the BSF.
Thank you, Priyank, for getting us that roundup. Now, moving on, the night saw relentless attempts at escalation by Pakistan met with decisive action by India's armed forces. From intercepted missiles to blackouts across the border states, let's now cut across to Sumit, who's tracking all the overnight developments from central Delhi. Sumit, take us through the key updates then.
Well, it's been a quite a morning after action that happened along the border LOC in Jammu and Kashmir and along that other region in Western Front. Now, as we can see, Delhi is behaving as normal. We are at this India Gate, the center of Delhi. We have seen a lot of action happening, especially in Jammu, Pathankot sector. And now today, CDS, all the 3 chiefs of defense forces, they will have meeting with Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. We expect meetings to continue today, including PM Modi. Well, so yes, the overall escalation after Pakistan escalated the situation, India gave a befitting reply. And if we talk about India's normal situation, all things are working normal except aviation sector, which naturally becomes one of the victims of this kind of situation where flights have to be rerouted or they have to be stopped. So in India, at 24 locations, NOTAM has been issued. 24 airports, NOTAM has been issued, and there the flights cannot take off. But as far as situation normal in life is concerned, in Delhi it's normal, and we expect more and more meetings to continue. Well, India is ready to give any befitting reply to Pakistan that it will deem fit for its all misadventures that happened last night, especially in Jammu region, Pathankot region, Punjab region and Rajasthan sector. Situation is developing and we'll be keep on bringing you all details as they happen.
Absolutely, Sumit, and we'll count on you for getting us all of those important updates. That's Sumit Chaturvedi reporting live from outside India Gate. We also, of course, have Sumita Karir, who's reporting from outside the Ministry of External Affairs. as well as Nivedana Prabhu, who's joining us from outside the Ministry of Home Affairs. Even as tensions simmer on the border, the diplomatic front is equally active, from S. Jaishankar's calls to global leaders to sharp messaging coming in from Washington. How is the world responding to this particular conflict? Sumita, I'll take it across to you. You're reporting from outside the Ministry of External Affairs with the latest. Tell us what you're picking up at this point in time.
It's very important to note what immediately happened after Pakistan's misadventures last night. Those were ably thwarted by, of course, Indian side. India intercepted all of those 8 missiles that were aimed at India's military facilities in Jammu, Pathankot and other areas. Now, immediately after that, we were given to understand that Dr. S. Jaishankar, India's External Affairs Minister, had a call with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio, is, of course, expecting de-escalation on both sides. However, the strong messaging that's going out from India, which was also visible in the External Affairs Ministry briefing yesterday, is that any attempts at escalation will be met responsibly and, they will be met in equal measure. Is the messaging really going out from India? But important to also note that J.D. Vance, United States Vice President, has also spoken to a United States TV channel on India-Pakistan tensions, and he has expressed the fact that, the United States is not going to involve into this conflict. He says that it is not related to America in any way. However, the United States is going to pursue diplomatic channels to bring about some sort of calm, to de-escalate matters, given the fact that they have these tensions have seen rapid escalation in the past 2-3 days. Let me quote from what J.D. Vance has said. He says that, America can't tell Indians to lay down their arms. We can't tell Pakistanis to lay down their arms. So we're going to pursue this thing through diplomatic channels. Our hope is that this does not spiral into a broader regional war or, God forbid, a nuclear conflict. Right now, we don't think that is going to happen. And if you remember, just a few days back, Donald Trump had also perhaps indicated at some sort of a mediation to bring about calm on both sides. So this is not going to happen militarily, but this is going to happen diplomatically. Diplomatic channels will be used to bring down conflict. Meanwhile, of course, India intercepted 8 Pakistani missiles, but Pakistan is refusing to accept responsibility. It is refusing to accept any accountability that's been happening. In fact, in a statement, it stated that there have been contacts between India and Pakistan at various levels. The responsibility for de-escalation is clearly on India. So Pakistan clearly passing the buck, not taking accountability for its actions and incursions that it's been doing since past many decades. But, the recent incursions have been more significant given the lives that have been lost due to, Pakistani mortar shelling, or even the terrorist attack, the dastardly terrorist attack claimed at least 26 lives.